It's hard coming to reality, grips with reality, that the New York Jets season is over. But it is. And, well, this is probably rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, but they're predicted to part ways with Greg Zuerlein after blowing another game. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking
Hey everybody, Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video, also available wherever you get your podcasts, baby. And here we are on Boy Green Daily. And let's get right into it. You guys can read my article in the YouTube description down below. We're talking about Greg Zuerlein, and by all accounts, he looks like he is predicted to be released today, but nothing is official yet for those looking for that live this morning, that at least that I've seen so far. So if that comes in live during the show, feel free to YouTube super chat it or gain my attention. With that being said. But yes, Greg Zuerlein blew another friggin' game. And like I said at the top, it may simply have the same effect as rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. What does that mean? Well, the ship's still going down. You can rearrange how it kind of looks as it goes down. But that's probably the case with Greg Zuerlein. I'm asked a question by Jet Life on Twitter. Paul, how are you? Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm not great. I'm a guy who's normally optimistic by nature. I love looking at the world, glass half full, but that is impossible to do at this point. Absolutely impossible. Because all my hope and optimism has been drained out of me. 5-game losing streak will often do that, especially in a season that you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, playoff contender, and your season's over before Halloween. The New York Jets, they always tease you. They always go, like these losses, for the most part, outside of 49ers where you get roundhouse kicked in the face, okay, wow, that one's over. But besides the one where you get blown out, where you tease and like, ooh, they're close here or close there, and it's a little mistake. I mean, look at all of these games for the Jets. Okay, well, let's take a peek at the Jets schedule just because I'm a one for cruel, unusual punishment. So you lose to the Broncos. Disgusting. By the way, there's a Greg Zuerlein miss that cost you the game at the end. You could have won that game. Minnesota, you go to that one. Aaron Rodgers had the ball in his hands on the final drive with a chance to win the game. I lost that one. Buffalo, Greg Zuerlein missed 2 field goals. The Jets would have won that game 26-23. You go to Pittsburgh. Okay, you got blown out. You did have the 15-6 2-score lead at the end of the first half that you blew, and then apparently all the energy left. And then you go to yesterday, where the New England Patriots beat the Jets 25-22. And if you go to look at Greg Zuerlein, he missed an extra point earlier in the game, which forced you to go for a 2-pointer later. He missed a field goal. And here's one we didn't talk about yesterday on the postgame show, but I talked about it in the article that's in the YouTube description down below after the game. Greg Zuerlein obviously cost the team an obvious 4 points, right? With the missed field goal, missed extra point. Obviously, that's pretty bad. But he cost the team even more than that, if you really think about it. And shout out here to, let me make sure I get this name right. It is JRNY Sports on Twitter. Shout out to this guy, because he said this yesterday, and I saw it on Twitter. I went, wow, that makes a lot of sense. The Greg Zuerlein cost the Jets 11 points yesterday. You're like, 11? Where's the 11? Well, I started to think about it. So you have the missed field goal. Yeah, that's 3. Yeah, the missed extra point. Yeah, that's 1. And twice, he's right. The New York Jets punted from the 40-yard line because they couldn't trust him. That's 6 points. That is 1,000% true. If you remember that game when Aaron Rodgers, in the first half, right? They take the delay of game. It was 4th and 1. You're like, okay, oh baby, we're going for it here. Okay, here we go. We're going for this thing. And then they take the delay game, like, oh, okay, they're just going to punt. The only reason they did that is because they couldn't trust Greg Zuerlein. That is 1,000% true. That completely changes the game. If you have Aubrey, the crazy Dallas kicker, or a kicker you could trust, Legatron, that's a field goal. That's 100% true. So that happens twice. And then, of course, later in the game, you're forced to go for 2 because of the missed extra point. You didn't get it. That is -1. So, a.k.a. JRNY Sports says a functional kicker, and the Jets scored 33 points. Of course, they did not. They lost. But he's right. Here's some more numbers on Greg Zuerlein, by the way. Absolute suck job from this guy. But let's go through it all because there's a lot of numbers to say it. By the way, some Jet Press says he's, quote, completely cooked. Safe to say he's a goner. Zach Rosenblatt says it's time to move on. ESPN radio host and Jets content creator Jake Asman. Greg Zuerlein should not be on this team anymore. Disgrace. He even started today in this game as a disgrace. He shot. So Greg Zuerlein is 9 of 15 on the season from a field goal perspective. 9 of 15. Those 6 field goal misses are the most in the NFL for those that were curious. Additionally, his 60% conversion rate, which, again, if he was a baseball player, he'd go to the Hall of Fame. If he was a basketball player, he'd go to the Hall of Fame. But as a kicker, not quite good enough. How about this? Not only has he been bad this year, and we're all like, man, this guy sucks. How about this from the 33rd team? The 60% conversion rate, again, 9 of 15, is, quote, the worst field goal percentage for a kicker with 15-plus attempts in the last 10 seasons in the NFL. Think about that. Greg Zuerlein is historically bad. He is the worst kicker in the last decade in the NFL. And the reason being is, most of the time, when things are going south for an NFL team and their kicker, they pull the plug. They cut ties. That's why it doesn't get bad enough to get to the 60% because they're like, yeah, this one's done. The old switcheroony. The Jets obviously did not make that switcheroony. And there are 2 reasons why I believe the Jets did not make that switcheroony. Number 1, well, the Jets just paid Greg Zuerlein $4.1 million guaranteed this offseason. They're invested in Greg Zuerlein. They have to help him see it through. I think that's number 1. That's number 1. And then the team, Jeff Volbrick and company, just rallying around Greg Zuerlein, saying he's our guy. We got to do it. And sure, you could make the argument if you're a Jets fan that, like Paul, it's not Greg Zuerlein's fault. It's, the Aaron Rodgers had the ball, the defense could have made the stop. That's all true. But Greg Zuerlein, his job is to make field goals, to make extra points. He has failed at his job so far this season. The Jets are 2-6. If the season ended today, the Jets would hold the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. I'm going to be honest, as much as I love Dom seeing our draft conversations that I'm sure will reignite in the future, I was not ready to talk about draft before Halloween. I was not ready to talk about draft before my son is born. Yet here we are. So the Jets are 2-6. But we talk about all those games on the Jets schedule that if Greg Zuerlein simply, quote unquote, does his job, as Mark Cannizzaro, of the New York Post said, the Jets would have beaten the Broncos, who would have beaten the Bills, who would have beaten the Patriots, which means the Jets, instead of the season's over, 2-6, they would be 5-3 in the thick of the AFC East divisional race in the playoff conversation. They didn't win any of those games. Here's an analytical number. I don't know if that does anything for you, but ESPN Seth Walder says Zuerlein has made negative 4.3 field goals over expectations, which is the worst in the NFL. I'm not really sure what that means, but it sounds bad. So there's no question, long story short, that the Jets have to make a change. They have to. There is no way on this blue earth. Again, I wish Greg Zuerlein didn't even get on the plane, to be honest with you. I wish he didn't even get on the plane yesterday, but I've heard no Zuerlein update since I woke up this morning. But you absolutely have to remove him from the team. There's no choice. Now, again, we could talk about it being a little too late. That's probably true. It's probably true. But you have to do it. You absolutely have to. And we'll see what kicker they bring in. But it's unbelievable. It just shows you how fickle how small that line is. Last year, Zuerlein missed 3 field goals all of last season. He's missed double that through the first 8 games of the season. Unbelievable. He was 33 of 36 last season. This year, sucks. Only the Jets. Only the Jets. But, like I said, you got to ditch him. You got to ditch Greg Zuerlein. Good luck, pal. See you later. Adios. Hasta luego. Hopefully, like I said, at some time during this show, we get the news officially that Greg Zuerlein is no longer a member of the team. Gone. Goodbye. See ya. Peace. I can't believe that the season is already over before Halloween. It's just, painful. By the way, thanks to the nearly 500 people in the room, like the video, hit subscribe. We appreciate the support. We'll be opening up the phone lines here in a little bit to continue our post-game venting, I'm sure, after what happened and season ending, quite frankly. By the way, I flipped the switch 22 members away from NY Jets FL. Despite all the Jets losing, you guys have been incredibly supportive of Boy Green, which I appreciate. I really appreciate it. Because it's hard to open your wallets when you're like, Paul, I would love to celebrate if there were things worth celebrating. Good question, good points, good everything. That's true. But despite that, you guys have, which we appreciate. Boy Green Coffee Club memberships are only $2.99. If you'd like to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, that is the pinned comment on YouTube. And it's always in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. Help support the show. You know, misery loves company. Misery loves company. So feel free, hop on board, or gift some channel memberships. Increase the vibe in the room if you'd like. That's a little money sign on YouTube. Click final option, gift channel membership, 1 3 5 10 15 20 25. Feel free to do so, as we will be huddling up and rallying together as we trudge along through this Jets season. Just because the season may be over for the Jets unofficially, we will continue to power along with each other with the power of friendship and love. I don't know what that's going to do for us. We're going to give it a whirl. Terrence Hill, way to get involved, baby. I appreciate you gifting a channel friggin' membership. Yeah, baby, Terrence. We appreciate you. Thank you kindly, sir. That membership goes to Ocho Nueve. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend, and you have access to our Discord channel. Feel free to take advantage of that. It's a fun place where we commiserate and talk about all things New York Jets and even beyond, with some food chats and NFL and other things of that nature. We're now 21 members away from NY Jets FL. Terrence, God bless you, sir. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. We'll see if we could get to that NY Jets FL emoji before Thursday Night Football, perhaps. That'd be nice. And, you know, oh, my goodness gracious, Alan. Whoa, mamacita. A 10-pack of memberships, baby. Alan. Wow. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay, now we're just 11 members away from NY Jets FL. Maybe we could get to this on the show today. That would be the most positive thing I've seen over the weekend, baby. That would be terrific. Absolutely. Shout out to Alan off the top rope, baby. Okay, let's welcome in the 10 new members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Appreciate you. Tony Alexio, JetLife321, Mr. Flower, Sonny Crockett, JC Jets, Gang Green, James Cafiero, Big Will, Stephen Craig, DLB One Jets Arm. You guys are all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and feel free to hit up that Discord, baby. As long as you're a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, you have access to that. And if you'd like to keep access after your free month trial is over, just hit the re-sign button, like maybe a few Jets players might be doing this offseason. Feel free to do so and pay it forward. Spread the love, baby. We love it. Wow. Tony Alexio says, hey, I'll pay it forward. Here's 5 memberships. Oh, freaking K, baby. Again, we're going to get pretty familiar with those draft chimes coming up here. That's the uncomfortable truth, it seems. But, hey, it is what it is. So there we go, baby. Boom. Just 6 members away from NY Jets FL's emoji. I appreciate you guys. There we go. There's the positive juices, baby. that you love to see. Shout out to Tony Alexio. Thank you to Pay It Forward. Genergy, welcome back to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Chris NJ75, Aaron Gertz, Carlos Santos, and John B. You are all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Okie dokie artichoke. Okay, baby. All right. There we go. That's it. Richard Todd 14, blaming the field goal kicker. Only this organization. What do you mean, man? We talk about accountability, Richard Todd 14. We talk about accountability. Obviously, the kicker is not the only issue with the team. But I think we can all agree. We can all look around the room and say, yeah, Greg Zuerlein's a problem. He is the worst kicker in football. He has missed 6 kicks this year. That is the most in the NFL. And you just heard it from that stat from the 33rd team, which is in our article down below. His 60% conversion rate is the worst field goal percentage of any kicker in the NFL in the last 10 seasons. Good Lord, man. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Of course that's a problem. Now, I'm not saying you cut Greg Zuerlein and all of a sudden the Jets are Super Bowl contenders. Absolutely friggin' not. But I've had enough of watching him blow games. He's a choke artist. He sucks. He friggin' blows, man. Get the hell out of here. You suck, Greg Zuerlein. You suck, buddy. You suck. Ugh. God awful. I mean, ugh. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Come on, man. Again, I hope that live during this show we hear about his head on a pike, for God's sakes. Another membership coming in. We appreciate you. EZ getting involved here on the show. Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. We are only 5 members away from NY Jets FL. I was like, oh, man, we'll get to this in a couple of days. Baby, we're going to get to this on the show today. I can feel it in my plums, baby. Shout out to EZ. Getting involved. Oh, okay. We love to see it. Okay. Joshua Langley, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend. You love to friggin' see it, baby. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Easy. Appreciate you, pal. And welcome, everybody. Again, as we've said before, misery loves company. And boy, we have a lot of things, unfortunately, which is the harsh reality. You know, we have a lot of things to be miserable about, and it is what it is. It's just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. It's the nature of the beast. Simply the nature of the beast. And I'm getting this emoji ready that Snowball gave us, which are coming up. Which appreciate it. And wait, did we just get it? Did it just come back in? Let me see. Oh, no, those are the ones that just happened. I'm sorry. I gave you guys a pump fake. The 5 are not in yet. But yes, we're just 5 members away. If you guys would like to gift and push us over the top, feel free to do so. I'd love to reveal the TED emoji, the NY Jets FL emoji. I am getting it ready to go here. And we could get this party started. I love it. Okay, then we can open up the phone lines and get this party rolling, baby. That's for sure. Yeah, so friggin' lootly. Love it. So thank you to everybody for the support so far. This is great. Oh, wait a second. Did it just come in? Yeah, it did, baby. FL Phil 98. Let's friggin' go, baby. Yes, sir. Thank you, FL Phil 98. We have reached the emoji counter. NY Jets FL. I'm about to add it to the thing, the emoji bar, so you guys can enjoy it. Let me set that up here in a second. But first, let's read off the new members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Harvey Bouchard. You remember. Harvey Bouchard Jr., Stack. Let me see who else we got here. So Harvey Bouchard Jr., Stack, Boba Jet, 1189 Paris, and Man with Rake, FL. You are all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. I wish Jets wins were reigning as much as these memberships, but hey, man, we got to get what we can here on the program, which you have to appreciate. So absolutely awesome. Okay, here we go. So here it is. I'll show it on the screen first, and then we'll get it going here in a second. Shout out to Snowball. He is responsible for all of our emojis here on the show. Here it is, the big drum reveal. NY Jets FL gets the big boxing glove. All right, here we go. Let me hide this real quick. Thank you, NY Jets FL. There we go, baby. All right. 5-pack NY Jets FL, baby. Getting it here on the show. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Alrighty. That is the Ted emoji, and we're about to unlock that on the channel here. Let me set that up right quick, and then we'll open up the phone lines and, talk about what this is for the Jets, which, it's unfortunate. This is not obviously where any of us wanted to be at any point, but it's the reality of the situation. It is absolutely the reality of the situation. NY Jets FL. Okay. Let's switch the. Okay. Let's carry the 1. And presto. The NY Jets FL emoji, if you guys refresh your little emoji icons, is now available. There it is. Booyah. Shout out to Snowball for that one. Beautiful. Beautiful, which we love to see. Well, excuse me. I think I. There's other members. Oh, I also have to give shout out to these new members as well. Shout out to FL Phil 98, who also gifted memberships. There is a membership overload, which we appreciate. So we have FL Phil 98 with a 5-pack of memberships, and NY Jets FL himself for a 5-pack of memberships. We're getting everybody involved, which we love to friggin' see. We love to see it rain, baby. Oh, yes, that's for sure.
Okay. Boy Green Daily.
Yeah.
We're talking Jets.
Sure.
We are the best.
I thought we were.
Forget the rest.
I'd like to.
We're up to date. We're going there.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's coming. So
One
all
day.
beware. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they were. Hep. Wish they were. All right, let's give some other shout-outs here. Alexander Brown, Joe Rano, Axios, Swamp, Hector Cabrera, and Georgie. You guys are members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Excellent. And I give the 5 shout-outs for NY Jets FL, which is, again, Harvey Bouchard Jr., Stack, Boba Jet, 1189, and Man with Rake. You're also all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Okay. Got a lot of things popping here. I love it. Beautiful. And there you go. There's the emoji. So let the emoji flow, baby. It is here. Now, the thing we have to determine as I'm about to open up the phone lines and take some of your calls. Now, let me see this and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yes, that the question I was just about to ask is something that was just texted to me. It said, who should be it? Ooh, FPP, another membership. Let me make sure this one doesn't slip through the cracks. FPP, we appreciate you, pal. Oh, yes. FPP, baby. I love it. Thank you kindly. Gifting a membership of the Boy Green Coffee Club, which goes to Indy Jets, a great member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. He's back, baby. Thank you, FPP. Love to see it, baby. Beautiful. Abso-friggin-lutely. Thank you kindly. All right. Beautiful. Yeah. Again, I wish we were seeing some of this for the New York Jets, but, here we are, baby. Here we are. And I don't know why a few people are asking why on iPhone you can't give channel memberships. I'm not sure, but again, it is in the YouTube description down below on how to buy your own membership. But gifting membership is supposed to be on YouTube with the money sign. But number 1 Austrian Jets fan. Getting involved. You love to see it. Our number 1 Austrian Jets fan, not to be mistaken with our Australian Jets fan, which I'm sure is out there. Dre Day, the Jets fan. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend. Now, the question, thank you, number 1 Austrian Jets fan. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We spreading the vibes here and all this crap. The Meadowlands Swamp thing said, oh, yes. Yeah, I'll bring up that stat. That's from Rich Samini. We'll see if I can find it quickly here. But, yeah, the Jets found another level of ineptitude, and it was this. I'll read it here. Let's see. This was a Rich Samini stat just to talk about Well, there's two stats. Number one, the Jets are the second team this century to lose 5 straight games when they weren't underdogs of at least 3 points in any of them. The Falcons did that in 2015, and Jeff Ulbrich was on that staff. Here's another one. This is from Ritsamini. This is crazy. The Jets yesterday had 0 turnovers, held the Patriots to 247 yards, and lost. They're the first team to lose a game in which they did not turn the ball over and held their opponents under 250 yards since week 3 of 2012. In 2012, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers lost 14-12 to the Seahawks in the quote-unquote Fail Mary game. Since that game, teams to do that had been 220-0. Until, of course, yesterday. Grand, great, groovy, phenomenal, super, great, excellent. Bastards. All right, let's open up the phone lines, baby. There's more to say on this game. I think we can all feel that. So let's call into the show here. Feel free to do so. That is now the pinned comment on YouTube. Again, if you guys are watching the show, you like the vibe, you want to be a part of the community and the family, you can buy your own membership to the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. It says join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's under every single video that I do, live or otherwise, and you guys can join it. If you like the vibes, feel free to do so. I'd appreciate it. If you like to gift memberships, you're in that mood, feel free to do so. You could do so on YouTube. Again, the money sign. And gifting channel memberships. Apparently for certain people that have certain phones, it's more difficult to do so, so I apologize from the YouTube gobs for that. But, yes, so appreciate you. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of things people have to say, and we had 4,000 or 5,000 people yesterday on the show, so that was pretty crazy. Let's get to it today. Let's go to our boy, Bubba Badshaw here on the show.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Brandon.
I would ask you how you're doing today, but you're probably in the same boat I am.
Yeah, it's a disappointing boat. You know, we went through a lot of emotions yesterday, and I think someone commented in heartbroken, and that's a good way to put it because I've said it before. I'm in love with the New York Jets. It's an abusive relationship. I don't know what they're supposed to give me on a year-to-year basis, but boy, I'm committed. I'm never leaving this team. I'm going to watch all these games. I'm going to get in front of the TV for Thursday Night Football and everything else in between. I'm going to be all over it, but it's just incredibly painful.
It is. And Paul, you know, that's one thing there's many things I like about you, but one thing that really drew me into this show was you remind me, you have the same thinking I feel that I do with the Jets as to where, you know, the past few weeks, a lot of people have already been jumping ship and you've held tight and you know, I mean, there's a lot of bad going on, but you've stuck with us, and even though you could be kind of already calling it quits, and I think you're like me in the fact as I would rather have false hope, even though the odds are not in our favor, and us actually come back and do something crazy this season. I would rather be on that side of things than be somebody who was like, jump ship and then the Jets turned it around somehow by a miracle. Even if there's a miracle's chance, we're still going to be rooting for our Jets. We're still going to be
1,000%.
Exactly. And that's
right.
Go ahead.
I will say this, and let me see if I can find the exact stat here because, I'll be honest. I'm a sicko, and I sought out this stat because I'm a freak. And the stat is this. And again, I'm not really ready to appreciate this stat right now, but I think in a couple of days I will be. And it's this. Only 3 teams in NFL history have made the playoffs after starting the season 2-6. It is the 1970 Cincinnati Bengals, the 2020 Washington Commanders, and the 2022 Jacksonville Jaguars. So in other words, am I saying there's a chance? Of course, would have to go on some crazy ass like 10 game or 9 game, I believe it is now, 2, 6, what's that, 8? Yeah, so 9. They'd have to go on like a 9-game winning streak, which it's hard to see that in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. But yes, that is what would have to happen. So I'm sure I will convince myself of that as we get closer to the Texans game coming up. But I sort of will believe eventually again. Yes.
Yes, and it's like, honestly, if you're someone who still thinks we have a chance, which I know a lot of people will rip me because I just can't give up until there's not a chance. Basically,
Yeah.
I'm like Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber. Like, that's how I'm gonna be till the end.
Yes.
But it does not look good. Our team
No.
played awful, and there's a play I want to point out. I know I bashed on Aaron Rodgers in the Discord, Tyron Smith, Sauce, but Brees, there was a play yesterday, and I only could watch the game through Red Zone. So I didn't watch, there's a lot of stuff y'all saw that I didn't see.
Okay.
There was a running play, and I believe, I could be wrong, but it was an edge rusher, and he was wearing the number 30, which kind of stuck out to me because you don't see a lot of edge rushers wearing that number. I want to say it might be Afrony Jennings, but
yes. I know who that is. Yep.
Well, there was a play where he came off of a block on his back feet and stopped Brees in his tracks running. Like, Brees had the ball running full steam, and that guy stopped him in his tracks on his back feet. And shit like that pisses me off. It's just like it's just like we're deflated. Like, we just don't have any oomph anymore. And it's just sickening. And, I don't know. I've got to ask you, because I know you're quiet about it a lot, but I mean, what do you really think about Rodgers this season? I mean, I just want to hear your side of it. I know you kind of kept quiet about it when all of us are wanting his head on a pie.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? How he's played?
Yeah. First off, I will say, just on the Brees Hall thing, Brees Hall, by all accounts, his numbers were very nice, 5 yards a carry and 80 yards rushing and all that jazz. So he had a nice day against a very shitty run defense. So, but I will say, I hate that he just stops pumping his legs. Like, when when he gets met, he just stops and kind of gets held up, and then the refs eventually go, okay, play's over. He's not moving. Like, I hate that. Like, just keep pumping your legs, man, and maybe your offensive linemen see you, and then they run behind you, and they start pushing it. All of a sudden, the ref's like, whoa, I'm not blowing the whistle yet. Whoa, this pile's moving and grooving. Yeah, so that part really does piss me off on Brees. But to answer your question on Aaron Rodgers, I think in the same way that, like, the Jets kind of broke me yesterday, it's kind of like a straw broke the camel's back yesterday. Now, again, the raw numbers for Aaron Rodgers are quite nice. They're not superstar. They're not all pro. They're none of that. The no picks, the 2 touchdowns, the decent completion percentage, the whatever the yards are, because he's never going to have 300 yards until I'm dead again passing. Like, some of those are fine, even though the Patriots dropped 2 picks. So, like, his numbers should be worse than they are. But the play clock coming down to 0 thing is just, excuse my Guatemalan, I just can't fucking handle it anymore. Earlier this season, the way that I rationalized it to myself was, well, it's Aaron Rodgers, and his explanation of it in the past has been, I want to see the later you wait in the shot clock. I know it's not basketball, but the later you wait into the play clock window, the defense is its true self. It can't hide anymore. So I said, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's this genius. So, like, he wants to see them at their last possible second and then hike it with 1 or 0 seconds left on the play clock and just get enough for the defense where they can't fake what they are. And I said, oh, that makes sense. But yesterday broke me. I just can't deal with that shit anymore. The 2-point conversion delay game is ridiculous. And apparently after the game, I missed it initially, but I read it through the transcripts. Aaron Rodgers said the reason that he took the delay game of the 2-point conversion is he didn't like the look of their 2-point attempt play versus that defense. So he said, we'll just take it at the 7. That's fucking stupid. I don't understand. This is the game. And they had 2 timeouts in their back pocket. They could have called one of them. And I get it. You would rather not use your timeouts in that situation just in case you need them for the Patriots drive. But if you get the 2-point conversion, it's a touchdown lead. If the Patriots come down and score, at least you're going to overtime or you have a chance at the very end. So, like, that timeout to me was so worth it because a 2-point conversion from the 2-yard line, the playbook is unlimited. When it's 7 yards out, you're like, oh, shit, we don't have everything on the table anymore. When it's the 2-yard line, you could do Jets. You could do the Patriots play. The Patriots play, when they went for 2, was wide open. Ramondre Stevenson, they ran a rub pick route and just boop, boop, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And the Jets make everything look hard. So to answer the Aaron Rodgers thing, I'm fucking way over the wait to the last second bullshit anymore. And Aaron Rodgers does look compromised. There was only a play or two that he was able to kind of get out of the pocket and show a little bit of chutzpah of evading an initial rush, but he didn't do anything with it. It's not like he moved outside and hit a 50-yard bomb or something. So like Aaron Rodgers does look old right now. He's had the worst 8-game start to a career that he's ever had. Those are the numbers. That's the truth. If we're being honest with ourselves with those numbers, he's turned the ball over way too much. Now, it's not all on him. There's been a lot of deflected passes and things of that nature, but like, it doesn't matter. The turnovers are the turnovers, and he's not making enough Aaron Rodgers hero plays to make us feel good about the turnovers. So to be long story short, I've been very dissatisfied with the Aaron Rodgers experience so far, but my gut says that Aaron Rodgers is going to be back next year. That's what my gut says. I don't know if that's really true. I don't know if it's just the moment, but that's what I feel right now in my plums.
Well, and I feel like with the whole play clocks, I feel like that gives the defense an edge too when you're hiking the ball at the one every time. I mean,
the jump, right? The pass rusher's like, I'm going to start rolling here because I could see the play clock right behind him. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm like, sometimes I think that's affected our offensive line when you're just you know they're about to hike the ball, so you're coming off that ball full steam. But anyway, I know there's other callers and whatnot. Just wanted to say one other thing.
Sure.
Big shout out to Ted for getting his emoji. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, a guy's been snubbed for the Hall of Fame for years, and it's like, it's about damn time he got his emoji, and I'm happy for him. When I first started watching the show, I always look forward to his calls and Alan's calls. So hopefully we can get Alan an emoji soon too. And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got today, guys. You know what? I'm going to try to stay positive. It doesn't look good, but I'm a Jets fan, and I'm just begging for punishment, I guess.
That's it. Glutton for punishment. Appreciate it, Badshaw. Thanks for calling in. And yes, NY Jets have felt long overdue for that emoji. There's no question about it. Our number one Austrian Jets fan with a super chat before we get back to the phone lines here. And every time we get a super chat, we hear from my beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Our number one Austrian Jets fan says, I listened to Journey separate ways all morning. Not sure who separates from who or what soon. Guess it's not me. Hashtag Go Jets Forever. As my grandpa likes to say, #, Go Jets Forever. Yes. Love you, Grandpa. And again, I can't separate from the Jets. No matter what they do to me, it's just like, oh no, I'm sure they'll get better. I'm sure they'll fix it. And then there's like people around you, like if you're in an abusive relationship, they're like, dude, you need to get out. Like there are a lot of red flags here. Like, oh, no. I saw it. I saw it when they were good, man. There was something there. Like, well, what was the something? They're like, I don't know. It's like 13, 14 years ago. Like 13, 14 years ago. You stuck around during all that abuse? Well, yeah, because I remember the simpler times, the better times. So like that was a decade and a half ago, man. I'm like, well, yeah, but they're like, no, we don't know. What are you doing? I feel like Dr. Phil Hill. What are you doing? I don't know. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Anywho, let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to the previously snubbed Hall of Famer, NY Jets FL, now here on the show. What's up, Hall of Famer?
Not a Hall of Famer. I'm just a regular guy, Paul. But I appreciate Bradshaw's compliment, and I appreciate the emoji. And I'm really happy that you got, my best side of my face because, you always want to get photographed from your best side. And I guess my best side is no side because I'm not even in there physically. I'm just a boxing glove. But hey,
yes,
I do appreciate it. Well, I couldn't tolerate any late night calling. Plus I was at the Hard Rock, believe it or not. We went with some friends.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, just my friend had a credit at the restaurant there, so we actually went over there. So
nice.
Yeah. Actually won some money too, which is good. That's always good.
Yeah.
Where do I start, Paul? Let me just say this.
Okay.
I probably would have gotten Aaron Rodgers a wristband with some plays on it. If we can't get the verbiage, I don't know what the problem is with the play calls. Is it too late? Are they called incorrectly? I'm assuming they're not called incorrectly. I'm assuming they're called late, right, to get them in. Why not give him a wristband with 100 plays on it, and this Todd Downing, whatever he is, says, "Give me number 24." Like ordering at a Chinese restaurant. Give me a number 24 on the, with the fried rice on it, and then he can change the play at the line. I just, or they're going to make fun of him and say he's stupid because he can't, understand, or is Rodgers afraid of his image?
Here is one potential. I saw this from Badlands, so shout out to them. They threw out a possibility for what could be happening. Like, how is this happening? Like, literally every week. And this is from Joe Caparoso. They had a Badlands group chat with Daniel Essian, and he said this, quote, "It's almost like the OC is a catcher and Rodgers is shaking off play calls until the clock hits 10 seconds. Because if it was just play calling speed, everyone would be reacting way different." So it seems like that in his the baseball analogy that he used is that the play's coming in, Rodgers hates it, and Rodgers going kerfluffle in the huddle, and he's going to your point. Maybe he's looking at the wristband, going, "All right, yeah, they said 36, but blow me. We're going 23 Cobra Zebra blee blah blue blah blue," and then you get up to the line, and it's that time. So that's their speculation. Obviously, they don't know either, but that's their speculation on it. Maybe that's it. Either way, here's the result. We keep getting fucked, man. We on a play-to-play and week-to-week basis that we're like our own enemy. Like, we're facing the defense and our own offense as a hindrance to call plays and go through. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah, I would have let Rodgers call the plays in at that point.
Yeah.
I would have just let him call the plays. Why not? Why even bother? He probably has a better mind than the OC at this point.
Yeah.
He's probably seen. He's probably called 10,000 plays in his life.
Yeah.
Paul, let me say this.
Sure.
I think it's almost laughable that the Jets are favorite in this game. I mean, I shot. Not that I kind of. It's a 1 point spread.
Oh, still
down from 1.5.
Okay.
Well, you can look if you want. Maybe it's changed. 2 more points, real quick. One,
Sure.
I thought Chaz Surratt was the best defensive player on the field yesterday. I saw him flashing left and right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he's not one of quite our stars. Let's put it that way. But maybe we can, the next emoji after Allen, let's start a fund to get like somebody like Elon Musk to buy a team, and then maybe we can send all the rejects to Mars. You know what I mean? He's got those rockets going back and forth. So put Sal and Ulbrich on a ship to Mars, and then and even Woody, once he sells it, you might as well just eject him from the stratosphere.
There
Paul, thank you for the emoji. I try to contribute. After Allen, let's find an Elon Musk by the team cause. That's where I'm at. And you know what? I would be. I swear, I really, call me delusional, but it would be so jet-like if we beat the Texans, and I think it's possible because they're coming off a division win in a short week. Sure.
And Jets playing at home, right? No, all the ingredients are there, to your point, for an unlikely upset, right? Like, look at all the upsets that have happened this season. It all bakes to set up with everyone having given up on the Jets, and look, and then all of us are going to be like, if you just would have won that's going to be
There's
the
no
reaction
pressure now, Paul. There's no pressure now.
I guess that's
I mean, please. And Batcho was right about Breece Hall. I mean, I would trade his ass. If you can get a second rounder for him, I would get rid of him. He goes down on first contact every freaking play. Have a good one, Paul. Thanks for the emoji, everybody.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, shout out to everybody. And think about this. Georgie used his member shout out for the channel to just show off the brand new NY Jets FL emoji. You have to absolutely respect it. I do. That's for sure. Zuerlein, yeah.
Wow.
Boss move. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, fellas. I'm sorry. I feel like I misled you guys down the wrong path, but I really thought we were going to be doing great this year.
Yeah.
I mean, all the ingredients were there. I mean, But anyway, I think I cracked the code.
Oh, do tell, please. Yeah.
Okay. This is it. You bet against the Jets, right?
Okay. All right.
So, if the Jets win, great. If they lose, you get money.
Ooh. Okay. So it's a win-win scenario. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Now, the universe will never let me have money.
Oh.
So I know that'll tip the things to the Jets' favor. You see?
Yes. Okay. That's
All
it.
right.
Okay.
Peace out, guys.
I love it. That's great. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Make money off them or the other. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. Eston Zone, my father, hops on. A nice green there. Appreciate it.
Right.
Go Lakers.
The birthplace of Boy Green's start there. So,
That's true.
well, this is very unlike you today. It's like the rose-colored glasses have been shattered.
They have.
And
It's painful. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I would just they're almost shattered. There's still a little bit left. I would just say this.
Okay.
It's the game is over. The tears are drying for the most part. And now it's time to do different things. And that means every aspect of the game. I talked about a little the other day. Everybody's got to chip in a little bit more, do something out of the norm. So don't punt if we truly have an elite defense. And I'm not banging on the defense despite the last drive of the game. I'm not banging on the defense. Then you go for it on the 40. Analytics say you go for it on the 40. To me, that's coaching. Yes, Zuerlein, should he be able to make a 57-yarder? In today's NFL, the answer is yes. Is he going to make 2 or 3 of them? Unlikely. But he's going to make, if he's a competent field goal kicker, and obviously you don't see the wall coming till it's come, right? If we flash back a year ago, you were the happiest person in the world to have Greg Zuerlein.
Yeah, sure. He had the best season of any Jets kicker in history, 33 of 36. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's the intestinal fortitude of the GM and the owner, right? The Broncos walked away from $85 million, and the Jets won't walk away from $4 million. It's just, we got to do something different, not to pick on that. Zuerlein, I don't believe he's been responsible for 3 games. I think every game would be played differently if he'd made those field goals. So it's kind of like saying the guy wasn't open when the quarterback threw the ball. Frankly, they're never open when they throw the ball. They get themselves open. They're throwing to a spot. So to say that every team they played, if Zuerlein makes those field goals, the entire game dynamics changes. So you can't just pin it all on Zuerlein. Does he need to be cut? Yes. Should have been cut before the game? Yes. But it's really about going forward. What are we going to do differently? And this is not, everybody misinterprets what I say. Rodgers needs to take the play and run the play that's called. That's why people are paid to make those calls, right? His obviously taking the time and Greg, because he wants to change the play and then he wants the last second to outsmart the defense. No, I'm not calling the play. You're going to run the play. And if you don't want to do that, then you can go sit on the bench, right? Rodgers needs to know his place. He is a valuable member. He's a future NFL Hall of Famer, to be clear, 4-time MVP at the declining end of his career, right? And he is. And I'm not disparaging him. It's just a fact. And so he needs to have less leash. He's not the player we thought when we signed him, but he is still better than the average quarterback. But he's just going to stay in. We're going to call it play. And obviously it's a blitz audible out of it. Other than that, run the play. 2 great jobs yesterday should not go unnoticed. The Jets, after recognizing that they thought the 0 they saw on the field was Braylon Allen, after the first down attempt with Breece Hall, they put Braylon Allen in the game, and shockingly, he was able to pound the rock into the end zone. It's a great job by Braylon. And Garrett Wilson finally has showed up to the table, the chemistry there, which is phenomenal. And there's your upside. You want your glimmer of hope. You want to highlight. You bring back your rose-colored glasses. Lazard comes back, right, as much as he's been maligned. Lazard comes back. Wilson's on the same page. A little bit of shake and bake with a tight end. There is future out there. We just need to tweak and do some things differently. And then, is it going to be the playoffs? No. Could it be a good run? Let me do the math. It's a 10-game season, right? Do I have that right?
9-game, I believe now, right?
What are they? Yeah, 9 games.
2 and 6.
Yeah. So it's over. We can't do anything about 2 and 6. It's a 9-game season. Let's go. Let's shoot for 9-0. Let's shoot for 8-1. It's a 9-game season. Let's not look back. Let's do something different.
Yeah, the only thing I want to do is give a tip of the cap to, and you're not going to see it in the box score, so you just have to watch the game to appreciate it. Devontae Adams. He was drawing the number one corner for a lot of the game, which is Christian Gonzalez, which obviously opened things up for Garrett Wilson, and that's what a compliment should do. That's why having multiple intriguing pass catchers on the team should help. That has to open the door, and then Garrett, of course, has to take advantage of it. And he made a lot of big plays in the game, and a lot of chunk plays. So Aaron taking some deeper shots. Blessed be he. It was great to see. So yeah, a major shout out. Yeah, Garrett Wilson had a coming out party, and it was nice to see. Because Garrett Wilson obviously took that Pittsburgh game really hard. He said, I played like shit. He said, it's on me. And he took a lot of accountability for the loss. And to see that not just be whined about and then nothing the next week, whined about and then, whoa, okay, he stepped up to the plate and was this big reason why. We'll see if this has the same effect. Breece Hall, after the game, basically had the Garrett Wilson thing from the Pittsburgh game. He said, I left meat on the bone. I didn't play good enough. I'm the reason we lost. Like, he put a lot of it on himself, even if I don't necessarily think he was the main reason that some of that action happened. So, I give a massive tip of the cap there to Garrett Wilson for sure.
Yeah, and then don't discard the fact that I kind of alluded to the fact that I thought it was going to happen, right? So the tight ends were able to eat this game. And some of that was based on exactly what you said, right? Tyler Conklin had some nice catches. Rucker had a nice catch, and right, the ability of you got to do something with Devontae. You've got to do something with Wilson. It's going to open up the middle for the tight ends.
Yeah, so like I said, the news has not come in yet, but we're talking about, Greg Zuerlein being predicted to be released at some point today. And I think you have to. You have no other choice with how he's played so far this season. You have to dump him and start fresh with somebody because, here's the thing. The Green Bay Packers signed Brandon McManus off his couch, and he's hit 2 game-winning field goals for the Packers since being signed. People are signing kickers left and right, and the 49ers have cycled through 3 or 4 kickers against the Dallas Cowboys. Anders, whatever the hell his name is, he hit multiple field goals. It's not that hard. There has to be someone on planet Earth that can hit some field goals, and Zuerlein can no longer do it. So,
right, and there's a coach getting paid, right, to have this top list, right? You look at Aubrey. You mentioned the Cowboys. You look at Aubrey from the Cowboys. This guy had never even kicked a field goal before. It's not that difficult. Greg Zuerlein's had a great career. We didn't see the wall coming. It's here. Let's move on. You could get, I hate to overplay it, but 1,000 people that can kick a field goal from 40 yards and extra points every time.
I grimaced. Every single time we had to go for an extra point or field goal, I went, and then if we made it, I was like, oh, thank God. But more times than not, we had a missed 47-yard field goal, I believe, 47, 44, whatever it was. It's in the article. But, he had that, and then the missed extra point, which obviously changed the game. So, absolutely devastating. But we will eventually turn it around quick. Today's Monday, but we're going to switch it to the Texans stuff because we have no time we have time, I guess, right now to feel bad about it as fans, but we have to turn the page because, Texans are in no time on Halloween. So this will be a quick alteration, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. I'm sure you got other callers. I'm sure you'll bounce back with your optimism and new pair of glasses, and I can't wait to see that day come. So have a great day.
Before you go, Uncle Tio just chimed in. He said he kicked a field goal last year at the College Hall of Fame, which is in Atlanta, Papa Esden. So perhaps Uncle Tio's got to stretch out the hammies and see if he's ready to roll. I know he's down there in Florida. Maybe he's the next guy to give a call, perhaps.
Yeah, right. It's not a unique skill. It's leg power. You're not asking him to do that much. You can either do it or you can't do it. And I'll tell you what, the world of soccer is our oyster. And those boys can kick the ball a mile. Some of the girls can kick the ball a mile.
Hey, whatever works for me is as fine as it is. Again, our number one Austrian Jet fan says, I'm an ex-soccer player. I could kick. Okay, great. Then you're on the list.
Come on down. There you go. We'll get you the number 1.
Yeah, I do not discriminate. Great. Hop on the list. I'm willing to do, the movie Invincible, Vince Papa. I'm willing to do a massive tryout of the entire city and state of New York. And come on down if you think you can kick. And let's have a day of it. I mean, for God's sakes. I mean, honestly.
Yep, there you go.
All right. Well, Pop, appreciate the call, and I'm sure we'll have you on again very soon.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, there he is. Esden Zone joining us here on the show. Again, we have 900 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We've got our article in the YouTube description down below. Again, Greg Zuerlein is predicted to be released today by a variety of outlets, but it hasn't happened yet, and nothing official at this point, but that's the prediction from a variety of outlets. We'll see if that is indeed the case. No one of NFL Network or ESPN or anything of that nature yet, but that better be the news coming in. All right, let's go to our next caller here. Indy Jets is here on the show. What's up, Indy?
Boy Green, how are you this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about all this. Can you tell me the last time you've watched? I mean, you've watched a lot of NFL games, not just Jets games, but other games, right?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Can you name the last time you saw a team use all 3 timeouts of first quarter? I mean, really?
Not once.
I can't think that it ever happened in the 40 years that I've been a Jets fan, but in any game I've ever seen, not even in high school.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That to me, like I watched a game by myself and I just like looked around the room in disbelief. Like I have never heard of that in the history of ever. And I've watched all kinds of football games, college, high school. I've done play-by-play for different, like I have never heard of that in history. And even we're getting the D+ CBS team because that's where the Jets are at right now. That we're not getting the superstars, and they were even in disbelief. I just it was unbelievable. I was aghast. I just can't believe it.
I mean, and that literally just said right there, we are not winning this game. I mean, we seem to find different ways to show how dysfunctional we are in the first quarter. And we can, and as soon as we think we've topped ourselves, we say, "Hey, hold my beer and watch this."
So many things.
Let's do something that's never been done in the NFL. Oh, okay. I can't say it's never been done, but
right.
I can't. It almost makes us speechless. But I'm still with you. No matter what, we are going to bleed green. We can be mad and throw our stuff and say we're never watching another. I'm tired of these Jets and take a walk outside and come back in and go, okay, when's the next game?
That's exactly it. It's a cruel, sick disease.
And I don't know. YouTube, you guys do a great job. Between all the YouTubers. Between you and Jake and everybody. And I'm wondering if maybe we need to have a YouTube like a kind of like Alcohol Anonymous, but a Jets Anonymous
intervention. Oh, okay. Like an AA meeting that we can all go like Indy Jets. Welcome Indy.
Yeah, I'm a Jets. I'm a recovering Jets fan. Right. But this team is built on what ifs, and in the 40 years I've been watching, every year is always a what if. Mm-hmm. We'd be sitting at 5 wins and 2 losses right now, on what ifs, kicker, what ifs, all these every year, every single year, we can sit back at the end of the season and go, what if?
Mm-hmm.
Because what's going to happen. We're gonna the most Jets thing we can do is get on a winning streak, get to week 18, and all we have to do is win to make the playoffs, and we don't do it. That is going to be the most Jets thing that's what we do.
Yeah, 2015. I mean, that's it. I was in the stadium the week before. It was MetLife Stadium. It was Jets Patriots. In the middle of the game, we're looking up because the Jets did not control their own destiny. The other game we're paying attention to was Pittsburgh. So we're looking up. I remember in the stadium looking up, and all of a sudden Pittsburgh lost. And it was before the Jets Patriots game was over, and we turned to other Jets fans. Holy shit. That means if we win this game, next week is winning, you're in. It's a playoff game next week. Of course, the Jets in overtime, Eric Decker, Ryan Fitzpatrick, they win the game, and I'm like, and the Steelers lost. Everything happened. The stars and moons have aligned. Oh my God, the Jets beat Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills next week. Booyah! We're back in the playoffs, and this team's red hot. We had won like 5 or 6 in a row at that point in the second half of the season, and Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 3 picks in the fourth quarter. We lost.
And that's what this whole. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to design a new T-shirt today. It's going to just say the New York What Ifs, because. That's what my life has become with the New York Jets. It's never even in 2010. I was at the Pittsburgh game, the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
All right, we couldn't. Pittsburgh. We can't really blame Sanchez on that game.
Right.
We couldn't stop. We couldn't stop. We didn't even get the ball for more than, I think, a minute in the first quarter.
Oh yeah.
They had the ball for, I don't know, 12, 13 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't stop them. What if, and it took, we just couldn't, Sanchez just wasn't capable of coming back from the deficit that the defense left us. It's always what if,
mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you ever decide to start another new YouTube channel, I think it should be, similar to an AA meeting, something like that to help, some kind of support group to get us mentally, back on track to get us through our days.
Yeah.
But appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks, Indy, and appreciate you. Yeah, that could be it could be a need. And again, what I try to do is be of service to Jet fans because I'm a Jets fan to myself. Jared B., our moderator of the chat, has a super chat member shout out.
Wow.
He said, the day I joined Paul, he made Sweet Passionate Love. Then that was last year. I think it was the Chargers game. It was Chargers or Raiders game last year in the prime time. I did in between the end of the game and the start of the post-game show. I did make Sweet Passionate Love to my fiance. That is true. Yes, accurate. And I'm glad that not only made babies, but made new members to the Boy Great Coffee Club. God bless. Pour one out for your homies. Okay, sure. Glad that happened for you, Jared. Damn straight. Beautiful. All right. Here's the thing. Before we get back to the callers, I think what we need to do here is quite simply, I was going to wait to do this because I think it's important to kind of vote on these kind of things, but I think we've heard enough people. I think the next emoji guy has to be Alan. And if that's true, then we are now 100 members away from Alan getting his emoji. And he is a polarizing guy right now. There's no question about it. But he may have to be the guy. You know what? I just set the barometer here. So let's keep those memberships flowing, and we'll see. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Got Johnny Boy here on the show. What's up, Johnny?
BG. Tough morning, man.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Hey, all I know is I want Hep to make another song that goes Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. We're Jet fans. Why? Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. We're talking about Jets. Ouch, bro. The perfect song, man.
That's true. Next year's our year. Yeah. It's the next one for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of copy there for Hep to make any alterations or a sequel song. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
We watch this team every Sunday. They still suck all the life out of us. J-E-T-S. Suck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bad, bro. Look, your pops came in, man. Look, man, I love your dad, dude. Dude's a bro, but if he's kind of like saying like Lazard is the guy to come in and save us right now, that's bad, bro.
It's not great. It's not great.
Look, I was one of the more cats that was like, hey, we got a chance, man. 10-0, baby. Here we go.
I remember that, yeah.
I ran into the wall after saying that. Just keep putting physical harm on myself right now. Look, it's bad. It's bad football. We're playing horrible in all phases of the damn ball. Special teams are bad. Our defense can't stop nothing when it needs to get stopped.
Yeah.
And then our offense wants to start playing offense when it's a little bit too late. I don't know, man. Like, look, I get it with Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. If he's going to come back next year, look, I feel bad for Ulbrich. Ulbrich, right, was maybe trying to get a head coaching position somewhere else. Teams are going to see this and they're going to be like, they're going to laugh. They'll be like, Jets. And when I go back and I talk in regards with the whole Rex Ryan stuff, right? The reason I bring up the Rex Ryan situation is because Rex knows how to deal with Woody Johnson, right? And I don't see any other coach that's going to want to come to this crap show that we have over here right now. Like, I looked at the list of like the general managers, right? There was dudes from like the Commanders that's a water boy technician as a GM. Like, this makes no sense to me. So, and then everybody's talking about the Houston game. Like, I mean, would I be surprised if we beat them? No, because it's Jets. They're gonna go ahead and give some hope, right? And gonna be like, "Oh man, look at this! They finally figured it out." The reinforcements came back and they're looking great and all that. Just so we go play against Seattle, and Seattle beats the living green out of us, and then we're over here talking about, oh, again, and I'm gonna be singing that Boy Green Daily. I mean, bro, look. I'm not trying to be negative, man, but
sure,
it's bad. I mean, let's talk about that last freaking play, right? The last drive that the England's did on the Patriots, whatever the hell their name did on us last night, man. Just ran through us. I mean,
3rd and longs. I mean, all of it. It was just god awful. No contain from the defensive linemen. They abandoned the rush lane, so there was wide open lanes for Drake May early in the game, Jacoby Brissett late in the game. No tackling. Jamin Sherwood missed on a 3rd and long play in the red zone that would have made it a 4th down for New England. He misses it. Yeah, everybody, man. It was just shit tackling and everything. Yeah.
Hey, you know what sucks, bro?
What's that?
I'm gonna end it on this.
Okay.
We lost to a guy named Booty. We got beat by Booty.
We got beat by Booty.
Ugh.
We got beat by Booty.
Hey,
Johnny boy, appreciate you.
Pickleball. Let's start it. The new Boy Green Daily morning show.
There you go.
Pickleball.
Okay, could be onto something, Johnny. We'll bring that back to the board of trustees and see if that's something they will push. Booty cheeks. Here we are. All right, back to the phone lines. We got NY Jets Indy here on the show. What's up, brother?
Hey, Boy Green, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Tough morning, man.
Very much so. Yeah.
Man, I went to the bar yesterday because I'm in Indy and I had to watch the game, and just hearing all the other fans just cheer for their teams, and it's a close game, it's a battle, and we just. I don't know where we go from here, man. I mean, to lose to the 1-6 Patriots with just all that talent,
Their backup quarterbacks in the game. I mean, it's just embarrassing.
The backup quarterbacks in the game, and I just think that the sad part is just like the whole season, just the arrogant approach that they've taken to this thing. Like, oh, everything is fine. We'll get them next week. Or we faced a great defense. Or we did this. It's just, you look at our offense, it's so predictable. They did that freaking toss to the left, which I wish they would just take that they like to run on short down plays. And the sad part about it is I just don't know where we go from here. Like, who's going to really want to come here? I know that who was that? Johnny Boy just got on here and said Rex, and I mean, I got to be honest, I agree with him. I mean, I would take Rex Ryan. I mean, I know he's been out of the league for forever. I know Rex is Rex, but can you be honest and say, like, who's really going to want to come here next year?
Indy, I think it's dark right now. And it's hard for us to see any positivity, and understandably so. Things are, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Things are very shitty right now. Yeah. But I think once we get past the morass of right now, in the middle of this losing, whatever's going to happen the rest of the season, we'll see what happens. We'll all be here for all the games. But once the season's over and the epitaph is written on this season, we're going to get a second to breathe. Ulbrich is going to be let go / whatever you call it, what happens to interim coaches. Like, that's all going to be wiped away, and then there's going to be a starting fresh point. I believe Joe Douglas is gone too. Yeah, and you just start fresh, and then I think, to be honest, while I get it, we don't have Josh Allen or this, that, or the other. For Allen was talking about that yesterday for like the Buffalo job, if that became available or something. All I could say is I believe it is going to be a job that is desired, and that we'll see ultimately where it stands with everybody else who has an opening. But you have the New York market. There's a lot. You talked about the talent that's on this team. You've got the all of these dudes on this team. Go ahead. Oh no, I think we lost her. Oh, yep. Are you back?
Yeah. And
okay, we got you. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I look at the offense, right, and it's so stagnant. There's no motion. Rodgers, and it's so we don't throw the ball down the field. So when I look at it, even with a good offensive mind, Rodgers is not mobile anymore. And I guess for whatever reason, he doesn't like motion. But you just can't go to the line every play and just expect to just everybody to beat their one-on-ones. You need motion. You need to scheme people open. Even on that touchdown that he threw to Conklin, I'm like, man, I'm glad he caught it, but that could have easily been an interception. There was another play, and I think the second half where he threw it to the Patriots guy and he dropped it. It's like I
twice,
get Aaron could
twice during the game he dropped Patriots drop picks. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like I get that that Rodgers can make all the throws, but I ain't gonna lie. When he threw that touchdown to Conklin, I threw that and I was like, did he catch that? Was that intercepted? It's like you just can't win consistently like that. And the thing is, we make offense look so hard.
We do. We absolutely
do, man.
Yeah, we absolutely do. By the way, for those asking, because it's an important conversation to have with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is an unrestricted free agent in 2026, so he's under contract for next season. I think this might be the play because I think Aaron wants to come back. That's just my gut. I have no inside information on that. I think Aaron comes back and you draft a quarterback in the first round and you say, hey, quarterback, learn behind Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers, let's try to win right now and see if we can. If we can't, it is what it is. You're under contract. And let's see what happens. I think that should be the plan for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, one more year, ride out the contract. If he wants to come back, if he doesn't, then we have a different conversation. But if he wants to come back, put him and some young, talented rookie behind him, let him learn from him, and then let's roll. That's my gut right now at this point. And I think we lost Indy Jets there. But thanks for the call, brother. I think we lost you in the middle of your truck conversation. Let's go to, you've been waiting a long time. Let's get to Tony Alexio here on the show. Tony, what's up, man? And thanks for all the support today. Appreciate it.
No problem. Good morning, Boy Green. Thank you for all the therapy you gave us fans today.
Of course.
All right. But I wanted to talk about some of the reasons for the epic collapse of our franchise. I mean, last year, we had, Huff became, he rose from the ashes and performed, but basically outside of him, we had Johnson and then we had the interior defensive line. All of them no names. No names. They all, JD just let them all go. He traded away JFM, wouldn't sign the other
Jefferson
guy.
left. Yep, right. Mm-hmm.
They were all no names, but they worked together as a unit productively.
Yes.
How could you let this thing walk away? I mean, and you go chasing a star, and even you had the other guy in Clowney, and you don't sign him for $1 million difference or whatever it was. I mean, just a total collapse. We can't stop nobody. Like Bart Scott said, you can't stop a nosebleed. You look at this old guy, the quarterback, the backup quarterback. He's running for first downs, and and before him, that guy May looked like a superstar. I said, thank God. I thought there was hope once he went out. Probably all of us thought there was a lot of hope. I mean, he was tearing up the defense.
Yeah.
It's just so sad, and I agree with the other calls because like Woody likes attention. Look what happened the last 3 weeks: firing Salah, signing Reddick, and getting Devontae over here. The next thing on his agenda is probably to bring back Rex. Too little, too late. Rex was the one that could have put this together. But really, we do need an offensive-minded coach.
I think so too. That's my gut. I would like, if I had my druthers and we have all the choices, I'd like to know who the name is, but I would lean towards offense. After all the defensive guys we've had in the 21st century, again, I'm pretty sure I checked it. I think the only offensive coach Woody has ever hired is Adam Gase, and all the other ones 2000 on are defensive guys. So again, it would be nice to zig instead of a zag.
And we all can agree, believe it or not, out of all the offensive coordinators we had, I know Michael LaFleur was a rookie at it, but he had no talent, but he was so creative in his things. He took gambles. He would take shots.
Sure.
This is too predictable, our offense. We know, and then Rodgers waiting, like the other call said, down to the last seconds. That shows the defense what they're going to do. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then you have the glimmer of hope we had from Ulbrich. We were so thankful Salah was gone, but then we take a coach right from the same tree, and the first word is accountability. I'm going to have accountability. What's Zuerlein doing here? He's useless.
Yeah.
I mean, missing, if he would have made the 51 field goal against Denver, that's 3 games he lost.
Yep.
Think about that. What would we be doing at 5-3 instead of 2-6?
We'd be in the thick of the AFC East race. That's where we'd be. Yeah.
I mean, it's a big difference. And the thing is, we had the guy. If you any head coach, if you have somebody that's better, why are you playing somebody who's worse? It blows our mind. We had that guy Siebert.
Yeah, he's in Washington, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we let him go to Washington. Zuerlein's having problems in the preseason. I mean, and then you bring in, like I said the other time, some UFL kicker. He's got to be gone. He should have been gone yesterday. I mean, why are we? Oh, people are saying, oh, well, we signed him to a contract. Screw the contract. He can't perform. I mean, I don't mean to be getting nasty there, but
no, I agree. Yeah, you were just going to call how you see it. Yeah,
the guy's hopeless. I mean, the only good news I saw yesterday was they elevated the Yak King, who didn't get much time. Yeah, but by doing that, Butterfinger Gibson didn't fumble, and then he even caught a touchdown. I couldn't believe it. He got nervous in the service. He started to perform. I mean, it's just unbelievable, And I just got to shout out to your pop there, because he's like right on all his points as usual. I mean, maybe you can send this clip over to Woody and get him as head coach for the remainder of the season. Give them some type of fire to win. I mean, and sit down the people that don't want to perform, sit them down. Like what hiring this guy Kinlaw. Nobody was even bidding for him, and JD gives him $7 million, and all he does is do penalty. I mean, it's just such a big difference from last year to this year. From really no-name players that played together, they fought together. They fought. We're not fighting. We lost our desire to fight, and it's so sad to see so much talent being underutilized. I mean, it's just a terrible. It's a terrible thing. I mean,
well, Tony, I appreciate the call, Tony, and thank you for the support today too on the show. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, he'd at least like to see the fire. Speaking of fire, Alan joins us here on the show, and Alan, I appreciate all the support today, man. Thanks for all the membership love. Very well done. Thank you.
No problem. I love listening to Tony. He just has 98 points, and it all goes back to the fact that the Jets are just garbage. Okay.
Yeah.
A couple of points. I know you have a great relationship with your dad, but listening to a guy who roots for a team who just paid their shitty quarterback $60 million a year to play like that last night, enough. Okay. He doesn't need to talk. Please don't talk about our team. Just look at your garbage team. Okay.
Wow.
Secondly, remember the name Jim Caldwell, okay?
Yeah.
Because that will be the best guy we will ever attract for this job, okay?
Really? Oh, okay. That's not inspiring.
Because there is no young coach.
Ben Johnson, baby. Come on, Alan.
Benny is. I need to call Ben Johnson's agent and forbid him to take this job, okay? No. He can't. For the betterment of his future, he cannot take this job. He can't. Again, no one wants this job. It's a dead-end job with no quarterback and a bunch of divas who read their press clippings every week. From Garrett to Brees to Ballerina Sauce, okay? Enough. And he is a ballerina, okay? That guy refuses to tackle anybody. And as you said yesterday, he has not had a pick in 32 games.
That's
I swear to God, that is unfathomable
And
for a
think
guy.
about this. There was a pass. I haven't talked about this yet, but because you brought it up, there was a pass in the New England game where Jacoby Brissett threw it up to, I think it was Austin Hooper. So Sauce was not involved directly in the play. He had no man, but he started like going, well, I might as well head over to the area just in case. And he starts jogging over there like a light jog, and the ball deflects up. And I'm like, oh my God, Sauce can intercept it. And because Sauce was lightly jogging, he didn't pick it. The ball just would have. I said it about Vernon Golson when he was drafted. He had 0 sacks in whatever the 3 years he was here. It's like, wow, you don't just stumble into one. Like an offensive lineman just doesn't get off the snap, and then you just run and get a sack. Like, oh, whoops, it happened by accident. Like Sauce. There have been so many, the Vikings game where the one deflected, he was right there and he just went, bleh, and then just let it go through his head. Like, he's just had so many ops. Again, the 32 straight games is like almost impressive with how unimpressive it is that he hasn't just fallen into one where the Garrett Wilson play, it doinks off his chest against the Steelers and whoop, oh, cool, interception. Oh, this is nice. Like, Sauce just can't do it. It's just unbelievable.
We are 8 days away from the trade deadline. And again, the thought of allowing this lame duck GM to make moves, someone needs to explain that to me. He's gone in a couple of months. Why even allow him to trade DJ Reed? Why even allow him to trade Hassan Reddick? Why even allow him to trade Mike Williams? Bring somebody else in. And this is where I fault Woody. Woody has gone into the consulting firm business to try to find his next GM, his previous GMs.
Oh, Casserly.
Fire somebody with confidence, with competence, okay? Again, if I were the Jets right now, I would fire JD today and bring in somebody with the thought of the future and start the fire sale. But finally, I'm honored with the thought of getting an emoji. Again, there was a picture maybe 40 years ago. Again, I'm an Islander fan, where Brian Trotche put 2 middle fingers up in the air in front of the camera. That is me.
Okay, Snowball, take that noted wherever you are.
To all who doubted me, to all who said, oh, that Allen, he's a fucking moron and all that. Remember, narcissists always are right at the end, okay? And again, remember the name Jim Caldwell, okay? That is the best we will ever get. No one else is going to want to coach this shit show. And finally, 31-13 Texans on Thursday. Bring out the Boo Birds, the paper bags, and the 35 to 45,000 empty seats at that air conditioned unit. Paul, it's been a pleasure. And tell your dad, okay? I don't want to hear about the Jets when you employ a $60 million stiff at a quarterback. Goodbye.
All right. Appreciate it, Alan. There you go. Yeah. The only thing I'll push back real quick, we'll keep going back to the phone lines. I don't think it makes any sense to fire Joe Douglas right now and then bring in some random person outside the organization. Okay, you got a week. Trade what you can. Huh? What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, like, Joe Douglas, I'm fine with him not making the big decisions of trading, like, some big name on the roster that's got multiple years. Again, the craziness I've heard about Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, those kind of things. Hell no, Joe Douglas, do not make that decision. Thank you very much. And that would be crazy in the middle of a season anyway. You're not getting proper value, and I wouldn't do that anyway. I want to keep him. But, like, trading DJ Reeds or expiring free agents, Tyler Conklin's, whoever else is on that list. I'm sure we'll do a show this week about it. Like, okay, we could talk about that. But, like, he should make those decisions because who else? His number 2 and number 3 are gone. Chad Alexander was with the Chargers. Rex Hogan's unemployed somewhere. Like, so I'm fine with that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got William here on the show. What's up, William?
Thanks for having me on. I was like, man, debating whether I was going to call in today. I went to the game yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Dude, I went with Patriot fans in the nosebleeds. I'm just happy I made it. To be quite honest, the Patriot fans weren't even bad to me.
No?
I think it's because,
nice.
Well, the energy level, they're already depressed anyway. It did suck at the end. They're like, the Yankees suck too. After I watched that game go down to the wire, then I have to hear the Yankees suck. I got some drunk 20-something-year-old. I'm 43, so I'm around 20-something-year-olds are kids to me now, and he's behind me. He's like, Aaron Rodgers, he's an old man. He's my father's age. Is that my father out there? You drove all the way out here? I'm from Connecticut. He's like, you drove all the way out here to see this? I was like, dude, I want it. But the thing was, I could talk smack back, but the poor guy, he wasn't even saying anything that I could argue with. Everything he was saying was true. I just had to take it. It was brutal. And then that last drive, I'm telling my buddy that's a Patriots fan, I said, listen, the Jets are going to lose this game. This is when they were up. I said, there's 2 minutes left in this game. I said, I'm telling you right now, I've been a Jets fan for 25 years. I'm like, they're losing this game. We're done, dude. That
sucks.
I listen to all you guys, Asman, you, Richie,
that, man.
Green Bean, all the community. I'm really a part. I only call maybe very rarely, but I'm just imagining what this next week's can.
Yeah, like I said, I've heard other people calling and say that, like, oh, I could see it with the Texans upset. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, but like, it's a mystery box what we're going to get with this team. Yeah.
They have to win out the season.
100%. Right. Even have a chance. Right. And that seems incredibly unlikely to win 9 straight, as they've just lost 5 straight.
I'm going to have nightmares. The Patriot fans, you couldn't even beat us.
That's a great response. I'm like, well. Yeah.
I couldn't say anything. I just was like, no, we can't.
No, I guess not. There it is. That's the ending.
I don't really have anything to add except from what I watched, it was pretty pathetic. It was pathetic. And then Aaron Rodgers walking off the field the last second was like the icing on the cake, man. It's just
brutal. Well, William, I appreciate the support for the Jets community. That's awesome. And thanks for calling in, brother. Well, you're calling once a million times or any of it. I appreciate it, William. That means a lot. And we're going to end the show here because I got to run to the radio station with one more caller. We have one more caller I'm going to get to right now. And that will be our final note for this wild episode. We have 1,000 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. 3 siblings. You get to put the exclamation point on this puppy.
Hey,
what's up, brother?
Today? I'm hanging in there, man. How you doing?
Same. That's the best way to put it. I have my Jets hat on. I got my Jet shirt on. I'm going to go to the radio station and probably get a lot of shit, but hey, I'm taking it on the chin. It is what it is. That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Listen, Green. I'm sorry, Boy Green.
Boy Green. Yeah.
You can't do anything about the Jets, man. You root for them every week.
Yeah.
We're there. We're supporting them, screaming. And they just let us down every week. It's like a toxic relationship, man.
Very toxic.
And we can't quit it. My heart was broken last week. So this week, I was just like, we're going to win. There's no way we're going to lose to this team. Like, my stance was this whole week, if we lose to the Patriots, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
Correct.
And I still feel the same way. So, is there a way that we can go to the playoffs? Yes, theoretically, if we win all our games, we can go. Theoretically, if you're 7-2, you may have a chance. Realistically, because I think the 7th seed is 4-3 now with the Chargers.
And the AFC sucks. So sure. Is there literally a path theoretically in magical fairyland? Yeah, maybe. But right now it's hard to say. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just sad, man. And it's more of what are we gonna do for the future, we have to draft the quarterback. It's just sad that we're talking about draft talk before the end of October, man. It just really will suck if we beat the Texans and we win this game, man.
That's what I'm going to say. I just said that to someone earlier. If the Jets beat the Texans, right, and they do it, they upset them, which is possible. The Jets beat the Texans last year and blew the barn doors out from them. They match up stylistically pretty well. They did then. I don't know about now. They did then. The thing I'm going to say is, sure, woo, we beat the Texans. I'm going to be like, shit, we couldn't beat the Patriots, Broncos, this team. Like, we'd be in this position. Like, if we do that, that's the part that's going to be frustrating. Yeah.
I just feel like the defense changed when Salah left, and it's not Oberg's fault at all. You can't fault him. Johnson,
he spread paper thin. Absolutely.
Yeah. Woody Johnson was just mad, literally, that he lost where he lost at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he just felt like at that point he was going to bring everyone together, and it just, you heard from the interviews when they first started talking how they were just shocked, that this happened. And I really felt like it did something to our team. We're Jets fans, man. We're going to root for them each week.
Yes.
But I can't give them my heart anymore, man. I can't, just great call, man. I appreciate these therapy sessions every day. And, hey, we're on to the Texans.
That's right. Well done, three siblings, and thanks for the call, brother. We are on to the Texans. We're going to have DJ Bieneme of ESPN. He'll be joining us on the live Thursday edition of the show at 3 o'clock to preview that game. So we will eventually flip the switch, and today was another chance to a therapeutic session. We have 1,000 people in the room, an hour and a half episode. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate you. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for another episode of Boy Green Daily. For all the wonderful people that gifted memberships and everything else, thank you so much. If you guys are watching this after the fact, you could join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here, $2.99 a month. That is your way to help support the show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, hop on over to youtube.com/boygreen25. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. God bless, and we'll be back on again soon. The fucking New York